when I think about my dream life, it doesn't include getting my stomach in a knot every end of the month when it's time to pay my credit card bill. Like that's not dream life stuff. That's stressful and it's anxiety and it's not fun. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Let's Talk About Money video. You guys have been loving these videos lately and I'm having so much fun filming them because it's literally just bringing you guys along my financial journey. So if you watched my financial New Year's resolution video, you know that getting on track of my finances, getting on top of them, and really just setting myself up for future success is a huge goal of mine this year. And here's the thing, you guys, goals don't come true unless you put things into place to make them come true and to change your life. So today we're going to be talking about how I am planning on changing my spending habits. We're going to talk about why I need to do this. I'm going to, open up and share with you guys about why this is necessary. Then we're going to talk about how I'm going to do it and then some more mindset tips at the end. So I hope this video will be interesting and helpful for you guys. I love being on this journey, all of us together, and that we can, support each other and influence each other in a positive way when it comes to our finances. So as you can tell by the title of this video, I am going to be switching to a prepaid credit card because I cannot control my spending. And that is not clickbait. That is not just for the title. That is 100% accurate. I feel like I have no control over my money. Every single month, I do my thing. I buy my groceries, I pay my phone bill, I buy myself little treat yourself things, and all of a sudden, the end of the month, my credit card statements come in and I am owing usually upwards of a couple $1,000s per month. And every month I say to myself, how did this happen? I cannot let this happen again. But every month it's the same thing. You guys have seen this firsthand because I always film a monthly financial recap of my month. And, I've been saying it and you guys have been noticing and pointing it out, like, girl, every month you say you're going to do better and then you don't. And people in the comments have been telling me, like, you need to make a budget. You need to do X, Y, Z. But the thing that stuck was you should try a prepaid credit card. So I owe this idea entirely to you guys, and I really appreciate the support. The reason I think I can't seem to get a handle on my credit card is, one, my credit card limits are very high. I was working good jobs and the banks saw that and gave me pretty high credit card limits. So I never had to worry about reaching my max. I think my max total credit was like $30,000 I had access to. And although I never even got close to that, I also never had to worry about hitting a cap. So that was issue number one. Issue number two was this perceived feeling of wealth that I have a certain job, I make a certain income, therefore I am entitled to certain things. And those things would just get completely out of control. It's like I would kind of spend and forget. So I would go out for coffee one week and then think, okay, this is my treat for the month, but then I would forget it. And the next week it's the same thing. And the next week it's the same thing. The other thing is like this treat yourself, you deserve it mentality. I think it can be so toxic. Oh, treat yourself, you deserve it. $100 at Aritzia, $100 here, $100 there, $20 here. A lot of the times every month when I'm looking at my statements, it's a lot of small things that add up. It's things like coffee, it's things like groceries, and then there's usually every month one or two really expensive purchases that exceed $500. So that's kind of what I'm working with. And I'm not the kind of person who can sit down and make a budget and stick to it. I've tried over and over and over again, and it just does not work for me. I don't like it. I don't want to have to think and make calculations in my head every time I spend money. It doesn't work for me. So after a lot of reflecting, I figured out that I think a prepaid credit card is really the right move for me. And why is because it takes the guesswork out of it. At the beginning of the month, I set the limit. I essentially pay myself to pay my credit card in advance. And that's it. When you hit the limit, when you hit whatever limit you put on your prepaid credit card, you have to stop and load more, or you have to walk away. So it's kind of like budgeting for those who can't budget. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. So that is the why I'm signing up for this. I'm doing this, and I'm actually really excited about it. I am not choosing to see this as a punishment. It's just an alternative way. Like, just like budgeting is not a punishment, although to me it is, this is a positive way that I can make change. So I'm happy to share that info with you guys, just a little bit of backstory of why this is important for me. Maybe some of you guys can relate to some of those shopping and spending tendencies. And now let's talk about what the heck is a prepaid card and how does it work. So for the longest time, I thought a prepaid credit card was like a Visa gift card, like one of those things you can buy at the grocery store and they have like a $20 fee to activate it. And when people would comment saying that I should check out a prepaid card, I was like, why would I do that? Like, that's a waste of money. But that's not what a prepaid card is. A prepaid credit card is a Visa or a MasterCard or some other type of credit card provider that is provided by a bank or a third party that essentially gives you all of the features of a Visa, let's say. However, you have to pay yourself before you can spend the money. So with a regular credit card, you have a credit limit and you can go into that credit limit and spend up until the limit. You haven't paid in advance, rather you pay at the end. So at the end of the month, your statement comes in and you either pay the minimum balance, you pay the whole balance, or you pay somewhere in between. So you're paying after the fact. The prepaid card, you have to pay first. So you're spending money that you already have. That is a big difference. Credit card, you are not spending money that you already have. You're spending future money. Prepaid card, you're spending money you already have. So already that puts you in advance. That's already a good step forward. The other thing is, like I was saying before, you don't have to make all these calculations in your head. The card will stop you when you get to the max. So if you only have $500 on your prepaid card and you know that you have to buy groceries and you have to buy gas and you have to buy dog food, well, you better be careful when you're online shopping, because if you go over your limit, you're not going to be able to buy those things that you need to live. So you may be wondering, why use a prepaid card? Why not use your debit card? Great question. So glad you asked. Debit cards, at least where I live in Canada, are just not a preferred spending mechanism. There's so many reasons for this, but the number one is fees. Using a debit card in Canada is so expensive. It's because of the lack of competition. Like, everything in Canada is like this. Don't even get me started, but like phone bills, just everything. But we only have like 4 main banks in Canada. So they've gone ahead and jacked up the prices. And if you want to use your debit card, if you want to swipe your debit card, tap your debit card, insert your chip, it costs you money. After a certain amount, it costs you like $1 per transaction, which is absolutely insane. So it's just not a sustainable way to spend money on your debit card. And then there's also the fact that credit cards usually have some kind of kickback, some kind of incentive to use them, whether it's cashback or points. Debit cards don't have that, but prepaid credit cards have those incentives. So it's a nice mix of spending money that you do have, but not having to pay fees and even getting a little bit of a kickback. So I have chosen to go with the Koho prepaid card. This is not sponsored, but it totally should be. Koho, hit me up. You can get a prepaid card from your bank. You can get prepaid cards from other institutions, but I chose Koho because they have good SEO. This is what came up first. I've heard good things about them. And how cute is this? You get to choose the color of your credit card. The credit card that's inside here looks exactly like this. It's two-toned, so I put on my egg sweater to match because we love it, we're having fun. And this card gets you 0.5% cash back, and there are also special deals with certain retailers that will give you 1% cash back. So it's definitely better than nothing. It's not a crazy huge amount, but it's pretty good. After filming this video, I realized that everyone who signs up with Koho gets their own referral code. So you can see mine on the screen here. And if you use it when you sign up, you'll get $20 put into your account, which is pretty amazing. The next thing is that in the 2 weeks that I've been using this card since filming this video, I've already earned almost $1.40 in cash back, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you think that it's only been 2 weeks, is really, really good. Their website is also super, super user-friendly. It was really easy to sign up And the way you load money is actually through an e-transfer. So you have like a special email address that you get when you sign up, and you e-transfer yourself at that email address, and it goes onto your credit card. Super cool. So if you guys live outside of Canada, you can just do a quick Google search to find a prepaid credit card that will work for you. But I'm excited to start using this. There's also an app so you can track everything. And what I am super excited for is they also give you spending insights. So really cool to start earning cash back, getting those spending insights, all while spending your own money and getting control of your finances. So let's talk about my plan with this credit card. Now, like I said before, I am not a budgeting gal. I don't like to do it. And I'm especially putting it off now that I lost my job and I don't have any like set source of income. So there's no science behind how I'm loading up this card. It's really not that complicated. And while it might make me look careless or silly to share this online, I want you guys watching to not feel that there's a barrier. You don't have to do any crazy calculations before signing up for this, before taking your finances into your own hands. Like, just do the small steps that work for you. So I've decided to load $500 a month onto here. Why? Because that is a beautiful number. If I can get my spending down to $500 a month and then simultaneously grow my income, you guys, imagine the saving, the investment, the future me possibilities by only spending $500 a month. Like, that is so good. And you know what? If $500 isn't the right number, I'll try $600 maybe, or maybe less. Like, you can play around with this. Nothing is finite. I just recommend, like, the best thing you can do is just start. Just start, okay? Don't worry about the budget and the calculations and the this and the that. Just start, just try. Because as long as you're trying, you will be better off than you were before. So what is this $500 going to get me? Well, everything, you guys. Everything except rent and hydro. There are also certain things that I have on like an automatic debit through my credit card. So that's things like Spotify, Apple bills. But what I'm excited for is by stopping to spend on my other credit cards, I'll be able to see those little things that trickle in and really be able to analyze, like, do I need this? Like, why do I spend $5 a month on Apple storage when I have the phone with like the most amount of storage, you know? So these are the kind of questions that it will bring up for me, and I'll be able to really analyze and get an in-depth look at what's going through my Amex and my MasterCard. What's going to go on here is going to be gas, groceries, dining out. Any spending that is for me is going to go on here. So you guys, imagine reducing and lowering all of my spending to $500. Like, gas and groceries alone can really add up. And so I'm really up for the challenge. So speaking of challenge, what I love about this is it's really going to shift your mindset and make you think twice about everything. I got into a really bad habit of spending a ton of money at the grocery store because I was like, it's healthy, it's good for you. And I wouldn't eat everything, I wouldn't finish it, stuff would go bad. And I was just wasting money and wasting food, and it's just not good. So by only having $500, I'm going to think twice about everything that's in my grocery cart. Do I really need this extra container of oat milk? Do I really need this fancy pasta? In my previous monthly money video, the one that went up last week, you guys saw I've switched to a French press coffee to save money on espresso pods. I'm buying the cheaper pasta. Like, it's just fun, and I'm really turning it into a game. And you can choose to look at things that way. You can either be like, oh my gosh, I'm being punished, I have to be frugal, I'm out of control. Or you can say, I'm out of control, let's have some fun and make a game and a challenge and motivate myself to change because it's for me. At the end of the day, this is for you. It's for future you, it's for current you. It's so that you can eventually lead a life that just makes you happy and that you feel financially secure. I could go on and on. So yes, thinking twice about everything you buy is going to be a great outcome. And I just want to end off this video talking a little bit about mindset. So my friend Mary and I, we talk a lot about money. We talk a lot about a lot of things, but she's really good at holding me accountable and helping me make a sort of semblance of budgets that make sense to me. And whenever we talk about money, she always talks about how it's a mindset shift. So shout out to Mary for inspiring this section of the video. I love you. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, you get to choose whether living frugal, living with less, shopping less, spending less, consuming less, you get to choose whether that's a punishment or a privilege. I am choosing to see it as a privilege because, you know, I'm super fortunate. I have everything in life that I need. And so to stop just consuming for the sake of consuming or to validate certain things or to look cool on social media, that's not what I need. And it's a privilege to be able to turn those things down and to think about your life in the future and like the feeling of security that you're setting up for yourself and hopefully just like the dream life that you're building towards. When I think about my dream life, it doesn't include getting my stomach in a knot every end of the month when it's time to pay my credit card bill. Like that's not dream life stuff. That's stressful and it's anxiety and it's not fun. So when we're young, like this is the best time to create those habits. And also like when you're young, this is the time to be investing because of compound interest, you guys. I plan on making a full video about investing, so don't worry. But if you're already into investing, that's amazing. Investing in like stocks, funds, etc., that's gonna go so much further than investing in your closet. I bought this sweater as an investment piece. It's so cute and I love wearing it and I love to look at it, but is it an investment? No, because I will never get this money back. And an investment typically grows. So anyway, I'm not gonna preach you guys too much on investments, but that's just the way I'm choosing to look at it and why I'm choosing to look at living frugal as a privilege. I just wanna end with some really quick tips that have helped me cut back and feel more okay with being frugal. You guys, the number one, social media, Instagram and TikTok are evil. They make me wanna shop, and not only do they make me wanna shop, they make me wanna shop luxury, Aritzia, Revolve, all of this stuff that I just cannot afford. And I don't know who at 25 can afford unless you've got like your parents' money or like a really successful business at a young age. It's just, it's not realistic. It's not real life. And like, we have to stop looking to social media for like inspo all the time because it's just like, that is just such backwards inspo and it's really toxic for me. And I go on and off of social media and I'm like, ugh. Anyway, so stay away from social media, unfollow the influencers who make you feel like shit. Don't unfollow me. I hope I don't make you feel like shit. And if you're feeling these urges to shop, just stop and question yourself. Why do I feel like I need this? Is this actually going to make my life better? And chances are the answer is no. I just want to close by saying like you are so much enough without feeling this need to consume, buy. I always feel like updating my closet or updating my home or having the new latest thing that I'm desiring is going to make my life better. And it's just not the case. So I hope this video helped you and inspired you to just invest in future you. And we can all just like work on our finances and build our dream life together. So if you were looking for a video just about prepaid credit cards, obviously this was not it, but there's so much more to finance than just like numbers and budgeting. And for people who are very emotional and heady like myself, well, I hope this helped you. Okay? Love you guys so much. My camera's about to die. I see the blinking red there, so I'll shut up. But thank you guys so much for not only watching, but being on this journey with me. I love you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.